game and was ruled out for the second half. The Warriors now awaiting MRI results to see how bad it is. Steve Kerr visibly frustrated with Smart. He wanted him tossed. Celtics went on to win big, but the story after the game, Steph's injury. Take a listen.
I thought it was a dangerous play. I thought Marcus dove into Steph's knee, and that's what I was upset about. A lot of respect for Marcus. He's a hell of a player, gamer, competitor. I coached him in the World Cup a few summers ago. We talked after the game. We're good, but I thought it was a dangerous play, and just let him know.
I can't call that a dirty play, as unfortunate as it is. If it was a dirty play, I would have went and dove into his head. I had a pretty great look on the play. I was right up top. Maybe unnecessary, but that's the most I can call it.
All right, Broussard, do you have a problem with this play?
Not at all. It's basketball. He's hustling for the ball. Now, when Draymond says it's unnecessary, maybe what he means is you don't have to hustle on every play. And I'm not even saying that as a shot at Draymond, but that's just what he means. I don't have to contest every play. I don't have to go for every rebound. But I don't have to dive for the ball either. But there's nothing wrong with what Marcus Smart did. It's unfortunate that it happened to Steph, and hopefully he's not seriously injured. But I don't think in the least bit Marcus Smart meant to do that on purpose, meant to hurt Steph.
That's
there
right.
are guys at every level of basketball who they're athletic and they hustle. They're not the best players, but they're strong, they're quick, they're athletic, and they hustle. And if you've ever played against some guys like that who aren't great, they're role players and they know it. This can happen. Patrick Beverley is the same type of guy. And sometimes you can get injured playing against guys like that. And that's the type of guy Marcus Smart is. If you followed the play, I don't think we have to highlight. The play I had a problem with was right after when Marcus Smart kind of kicked Klay Thompson as he was going for a layup. And he got a flagrant foul on that one. That was the play Marcus Smart did that was dirty. But this one, Wilds, I'm sorry. I can't get upset at all about this. And obviously neither could Draymond Green or Steve Kerr after Kerr thought about it.
Okay, so here's the issue. Steve Kerr is right. It was a dangerous play. And Marcus Smart and Draymond are right that he didn't mean to hurt anybody. And that is why the rule should be changed. No diving. You want to call it the Marcus Smart rule?
No diving.
That's fine. No more diving. I think it should be eliminated from the game. It should be a flagrant foul, ejection on the board. And here's why. Let's go through the big dive was you've really been in on this one, Nick. Solomon Hill versus LeBron. I act like it's a boxing match. This was a clean, hard play. But LeBron got hurt. Now, did I think Solomon Hill's trying to hurt LeBron? Of course not. Did LeBron get hurt? Yes. Same with Marcus Smart. Do I think Marcus Smart was trying to hurt Steph? Of course not. Did Steph get hurt? Yes. We had another one, Nasir Little versus Kyrie. Nasir Little going for the ball, dives. Kyrie almost gets hurt, just lucks out that he doesn't get hurt. This is now against the rules in my mind. And you're like, Wilds, no. It's always been a part of the game. You can't just change the rules for randomly based on one or two plays. Okay. Well, what about the Zaza rule? The Zaza rule is in effect to let players land cleanly. And it's all based on this play right here. And I know, Nick, they're like, that diving, it has a bit of romanticism to it. Oh, it's hard-nosed basketball. Larry Bird flying through the air after ball. Dennis Rodman diving. There's a certain love of like the grittiness of diving on for a loose ball. But at the same time, I don't think anybody will debate that it's a dangerous play, and that I show you 3 examples of stars either being injured or almost being injured. So I think it's akin to the way that the NFL is protecting the quarterback. Hey, you know what? We used to play this way, Lawrence Taylor and Dick Butkus, but now we don't. And you know what the result has been? A few old man shakes. Oh, you can't hit the quarterback anymore. You know what else we have? Healthy quarterbacks. We have quarterbacks that drive the NFL, healthy and playing in the playoffs. I think we should do the same thing here. You can call it the Smart Rule, named after Marcus Smart, because it was a dangerous play, but it was a fair play from Marcus Smart. That's why it needs to be eliminated out of the game.
So before I respond, I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly. So to take the closeout comparison, you're still allowed to close guys out. And if they don't land on your feet, even if you're right in their space, it's not a flagrant foul. But if they do, it very often is a flagrant foul. Are you arguing that simply diving? Well, here's the question, though. Can I dive for a loose ball, and as long as I make contact with nobody, it's like a close closeout, there's no penalty? But I know that if I dive and I make contact, intentional or otherwise, it's a flagrant foul. That's what you're arguing for, essentially? Question. That this play would be but it would. Go ahead.
I think I would probably lean towards, if you want to dive after a ball that is rolling out of bounds in the corner and no one's around, that's allowed. But if anybody is around, I think it's too. I think it's too risky. Maybe I don't know. I think so. Or maybe it's just like diving at a quarterback, like you don't touch them.
Yeah, if you make contact, it's flagrant foul. Listen, here's the thing, Brew. When he initially said it, I was ready to join you on, man, this generation. These kids, so soft. It's outrageous. But I must admit, he made a compelling case. Unfortunately, Kevin Wildes is the exact wrong person to be making this case. And I will present two pieces of evidence.
Why?
The first one is, because for a year, you've mocked me for making the point that what Solomon Hill did was borderline criminal. And you're like, oh, Nick, you're protecting LeBron, you're protecting LeBron. Okay. But
why
now
do we do the show?
that it's your beloved Steph Curry.
Why do we do the show?
What?
So real quick, just stop. Why do we do the show? Why do we do it? You try to make persuasive arguments to convince us and the audience, and you persuaded me. So you can't make your whole career on making persuasive arguments, and then you persuade me, and you're like, this guy is a hypocrite. Well, you did it. You persuaded me. I agree with you now.
That was only piece of evidence one. Brew, I'm going to present to you piece of evidence two, and you can be the judge and jury on this. Because if we're all so worried about protecting people's ankles from dangerous plays, can we roll the beautiful Mac Jones footage, if you will? Because I was told by Kevin Wildes that this nonsense you're about to see here of him gator rolling poor Brian Burns is a good play. Here's my question. If we're going to make it illegal in basketball, diving for a loose ball, can we enforce in football the not grabbing and twisting ankles?
See anything wrong.
So, Brew. Exactly. Brew. In all seriousness, I think Wildes made a somewhat compelling case. You've been covering the league longer than all of us. Were you swayed at all by Wildes' case?
Well, I'm a bit confused now because, like you, Nick, I like the case Wildes made, but you just exposed him as a charlatan. I mean, now it's hard for me to feel good about his case that he made when you showed that Mac Jones highlight. My goodness. But here's my answer, Nick. I got to admit this, as hard as it is, especially after that last highlight, the football highlight you showed. Yeah. I think Wildes has a terrific idea. Wildes, good job. That's a great idea. And I have no problem with what Marcus Smart did. And, Nick, I think Wildes' beef with you on the LeBron play was that you made it out like Solomon Hill made a dirty play. And it wasn't a dirty play. It was unfortunate. If you just said, hey, he's playing hard like Marcus Smart, and it's just unfortunate, but they should take that out of the game, that'd be different. So, Wildes, great idea. I like it. I like it. Good job.
Let's tell Adam in our meeting when we talk about Nick's MVP
Young people still be soft, Nick, though. Young people still be soft, but I like that.
We'll keep an eye out for Steph's MRI results throughout the morning. See